Have a sip of your iced latte. It's really refreshing in this hot weather.
It's nice to be able to sit back, relax, and just breathe for a second after all of that chaos. You're so right. The coffee really is nice and refreshing. It goes down like a treat in this heat.
You've been rushed off your feet lately, haven't you?
I really have. It was really chaotic having everyone gathered in one place, and I found it quite overwhelming.
You should have seen how things were before my brother got married. We used to have way more family events than this.
Oh, really? Are you saying there was a time when there were even bigger, more frequent family gatherings?
My grandma doesn't want to put any pressure on the new additions to the family. I think that's why. So it's been around 5 years since we've had the big, frequent events like before. It was around 5 years ago that my brother married Jessie.
Ah, I see. So they don't want to put any pressure on the new women marrying into the family?
Yeah, I think that's what it is. But before that, there were family parties at the drop of a hat. All my sister's kids would have these lavish birthday parties thrown for them, even when they were too young to remember them. We even had parties for when my brothers-in-law got promoted at work.
You're talking as if it's a bad thing to have celebrations and that going to them is a chore. I think it's lovely that your family is always celebrating the little things.
I never said it was bad. It's just a little tough on the women in the family because you guys are the ones who do all the cooking and decorating. Though I guess my sisters don't really mind, since it's their family's events that are being celebrated. You and Jessie are the only outside women in that sense.
I suppose you're right.
Even my younger sister, who makes a big fuss about being independent from the rest of the family, only lives 10 minutes away and still comes to visit often. I just want to live a quiet life for once.
Still, it sounds like fun.
I guess it can be fun at times. But is it really fun for you having to prepare food and decorations for a party for someone else's family? My female friends say that dealing with in-laws is 100 times harder for women than it is for men.
Oh no, I'm actually really jealous of you having a big, noisy family. My parents divorced when I was little, so it's just been me and my mom in our house for pretty much as long as I can remember. And I was often alone because my mom was really busy with work, trying to make sure she had enough money to provide for me. It felt like I spent most of my time sitting at home by myself whilst she drifted in and out occasionally. Waiting for her became my norm. She often had to work over Christmas and Thanksgiving as well. You've never experienced that kind of loneliness, so you couldn't possibly know how it feels to only have the wind as a companion. Even though we ended up being fairly well off financially due to my mom putting in so many hours at work.
I know. Our family had hard times as well.
Why do you keep coughing? Have you caught a cold or something?
There's something that I haven't told you.
What? Don't tell me you have a secret child hidden away somewhere or something like that.
Of course not. Why would you jump to such a wild conclusion like that? It's about Jessie.
What about her?
Well, you know she and my brother have a daughter, right?
Yes, I know.
Well, they've only been married for 5 years, right? Have you never thought that their daughter seems a little too big to be 5 years old? Did you never think it was strange?
I did think it was a little strange, to be honest.
Well, my brother is actually Jessie's second husband, and their daughter is Jessie's daughter from her previous marriage. They got married pretty much straight after her divorce from her first husband, and my brother took in her daughter and raised her as his own. There was probably a little overlap between my brother's relationship with Jessie and her previous relationship, but we try not to talk about that.
Oh, I see. That is a rather unconventional situation. Good on him, though, for stepping up. I'm sure your grandma and your older sisters weren't too happy about that marriage.
On the contrary, my grandma actually pushed for their marriage to happen.
Oh, really? That's unexpected.
You may have noticed that my grandma has a very strong influence on family matters.
Still, I had your family down as quite conservative, so I'm a little taken aback by the whole situation. Though I suppose these days most parents and grandparents can be won over if their children or grandchildren are persistent enough.
You are right about that.
But your brother is quite the catch. He went to an Ivy League university, he has a top job in finance, and his salary is above average. He could have secured himself a very advantageous marriage match indeed. But I guess your family puts love before everything else, which is really beautiful and quite rare in a society where we're surrounded by more conservative people. All of your family can be considered pretty good catches, to be honest.
I really wouldn't say that. My sisters aren't really all that.
How can you talk badly about your sisters like that?
I think my sisters look good because they're always pandering to my grandma and her traditional mindset. But to be honest, they're pretty ordinary. Actually, I would say that my sisters aren't even ordinary. They're just kind of meh.
Ah, okay. I see.
Aren't you going to need to seriously reconsider this marriage? Surely all this gathering is going to end up being too much for you. And having all of your husband's family living nearby must be a little suffocating from time to time.
My mom said exactly the same thing to me. It makes me a little upset that this is how you all think. But on the other hand, if both my family and my friends are saying it, then maybe I should start to rethink things a little. I was hoping you would have something more encouraging to say, since you've been dealing with your in-laws for way longer than I've been dealing with mine.
As you know, my family all have a every man for themselves attitude.
I suppose you do. I've never heard you say you're going to spend a weekend or a holiday with your family before.
Exactly. So when I got married and my husband started dragging me to this family event, to that family event with my in-laws, I found it really exhausting.
You have no idea how lucky you are to have such great in-laws. Do you know how rare it is to have a mother-in-law who even goes out of her way to get laxatives for her daughter-in-law's severe constipation?
Do you have any idea how much it stresses me out when she acts like that?
Is that not a good thing? I think it's really nice of her to have been thinking of you like that.
Well, I think the opposite. For example, imagine someone who grew up in a warm and cheerful family all their life, but after getting married, their partner's family is reserved, doesn't show affection, and doesn't make an effort to connect. That can be really stressful too, and would probably leave the person from the cheerful family feeling like they had done something wrong. Right?
I suppose so. Though I would think that they would feel lonely more than anything.
The situation is exactly the same in reverse. Whether they felt lonely or not, a person's personality is shaped during childhood and isn't something that can be easily changed. I live very freely in a family where everyone fended for themselves. But with my in-laws, it's totally different. They're always making a fuss over me, and although my husband's parents and my sisters-in-law are all very nice, well-meaning people, they can be a little too much at times. I think they should learn to respect my boundaries a little more.
I suppose it can be hard to get along all the time if your energies don't really match. But still, they never do anything to hurt your feelings or anything like that, do they?
The problem is that they're too nice all the time. Sometimes their acts of kindness can be a little invasive, and if I reject them, they get upset about it. I feel like it's normal for in-laws to only talk to each other every so often. That's how it should be. They shouldn't be in each other's faces all the time.
I suppose you're right there.
So you shouldn't be relying so much on your grandmother-in-law, okay? It's best to keep your distance from her and all your in-laws.
Well, it's true that my grandmother-in-law has a bit of a prickly personality, but I think the fact that she gave her blessing for my brother-in-law to marry a divorcee with a child just goes to show how open and forgiving she and the rest of the family are. So I'm choosing to believe in their kindness and openness.
But what does your brother-in-law's marriage have to do with you? Your brother-in-law's divorcee wife being welcomed into the family and your life are two completely separate issues. I think that this whole situation is a ticking time bomb.
What on earth do you mean by that?
I have a feeling that a lot of responsibilities are going to be thrown at you. If you let your guard down and stop thinking they're nice, that's when they'll start taking advantage of you. If they've gone easy on the younger daughter-in-law, I feel like that means there's probably something worse in store for you, as the older daughter-in-law. And didn't you say that your sisters-in-law all live really close by? Surely that means that they go to their mom's house often. So whenever you go to visit your mother-in-law, you will be visiting your sisters-in-law as well. And who do you think they're going to want to clean the mess up afterwards?
I suppose I might end up living like you.
And do you think I'm living a comfortable life right now? I'm sorry to have to say this, but your in-laws aren't exactly the most well-off family in the world, are they? And you said that your sisters-in-law are all in pretty much the same situation, right?
Yeah, I guess you could say that they are.
Even if the in-laws are well off, it's still awkward dealing with them. And when everyone is in a similarly modest family situation, the slightly better off couple ends up bearing the brunt of things and everything gets even more complicated.
I suppose that's how it should be, I guess. The sibling with more money should be using their money to help out their other siblings, right?
You're right, it's a lovely idea. But I think it's better if each sibling is considerate of the others and manages things as tactfully as possible. That way you can avoid awkward problems. Anyway, you need to realize that no daughter-in-law ever gets given an easy time by her in-laws. You need to wake up from your delusions. If you live nearby to each other, there's a 95% chance that they are not going to give you a minute's peace. Be prepared for a hard time. You already go through enough of work on the weekdays. The last thing you want is to have to be putting in the effort to please your in-laws over the weekend.
But my brother-in-law's wife seems to have a pretty easy time. It doesn't seem like anybody makes her do anything.
Oh, really? Well, if that is the case, then I suppose there is still hope for you. You don't want them to be interfering with your life too much. Anyway, all this conversation has done is make me more resolved in my conclusion that in-laws bring nothing but trouble. What are you doing, honey?
What does it look like I'm doing? I'm making some arancini.
What are you going to do with this rice?
I'm going to cover it in breadcrumbs. That's how you make arancini, you know?
You're making it from scratch?
Yes, I am making it from scratch.
And why are you making so much?
I'm making some for your sister, her husband, and her kids as well.
For April?
Yes, as it's her birthday on Sunday. Your mom said we were all going to her house to celebrate.
Oh, really? Have they started with the parties again already?
I'm not really sure. All I know is that we're supposed to be going to your mom's this Sunday. I suppose we could have said that we're not going if you really didn't want to go, but I felt bad because I know that things aren't going great for April and her husband at the moment.
Yeah, both of my brothers-in-law are small business owners, so they're still feeling the effects of all the money they lost during COVID. It's a miracle that neither of them went out of business, to be honest.
So that's why I thought it would be nice for us to show up and do something for them.
But that doesn't explain why you're cooking for her now, does it? Today is Friday. Why are you doing it so far ahead of time?
Well, I figured things would be too hectic on the day, so I thought it would be nice to give her something in advance.
Even so, there's no need to go slaving away making something like this from scratch.
Because there's no way the frozen stuff you get at the supermarket could possibly compare to something homemade. Don't you agree? And besides, I remember that April said she really likes arancini, so I think it's worth going to the effort.
But it takes a lot of time and effort. You really don't need to go this far just for my sister and her family. The kids are little anyway, and they won't appreciate the lengths you've gone to in order to make this for them.
I think that if you're going to do something, you may as well do it properly. This is the first party I'm going to be attending since we got married. Even though I went to one whilst we were still engaged, I feel like this is different, more official somehow. I want to make a good impression on your family.
You really don't need to. I'm sure they already love you just as much as I do already.
I just want them to have the best of the best. That's all.
I suppose you are always going out of your way to make sure what I eat is tasty and healthy as well.
Yes. Nutrition is really important, you know? April's kids will be sharing this with her, and I don't want to be giving them stuff from the supermarket with preservatives and other unhealthy things in them.
Thank you so much for being so considerate, honey.
If you're that grateful, would you mind vacuuming the house for me?
Yeah, of course. Anything for you.
Oh, and by the way...
What is it?
It's about Jessie. It's really frustrating that she just sits there and doesn't say anything every time the family gets together. It's like she might as well not be there. She's a total wallflower. Sometimes I walk straight into her because I forget that she's even there.
As far as I know, she's always been like that. I guess she's just a little shy or introverted.
I've literally never heard her talk. Not even once. I'm not even kidding when I tell you that I don't even know what her voice sounds like.
Just leave her be. People are all different. Maybe she's more comfortable with silence. I wouldn't worry too much about it, and I wouldn't try and push her to talk more if that isn't what she wants.
All right, I'm not quite dying yet. I know my time is just around the corner, but it's not like I'm lying on my deathbed this very instant. There's no need to crowd around and ogle me like that as if your priest's here to do the last rites. Oh, come on, Grandma. You love all of the attention, really, don't you? I don't see why you all have to ensconce yourselves in here and make it so you can hardly move without bumping into somebody.
Now, Grandma, stop talking as if you're going to leave us soon. You're going to live to 100. I just know it. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if you turn out to actually be immortal. You're not a vampire, are you?
Honestly, you're really getting on my nerves here. Get out of my face already! And let me tell you, girl, there's nothing worse than living a long life. There's nothing that makes you feel worthless like getting old. Immortality would be a curse rather than a blessing. I'm going to hurry up and die. I'm sure that will be much more comfortable for you all as well. So don't pretend that you want me to cling on for dear life.
You shouldn't talk too much. It's difficult for you.
Hurry up and see if the herbal medicine I have brewed is ready yet. And what are you going to do with that? What do you think I'm going to do? Bathe my feet in it? I'm going to drink it, of course. But Grandma, you said that you wanted to pass away quickly, didn't you? Then what are you doing taking medicine? If you want to hasten things along, you shouldn't be bothering with the medicine, should you? Let the universe take its natural course and claim you at your true time. Honestly, I don't know what to do with this girl.
It's really nice to see all of her grandchildren gathering around her. When you're unwell, having everyone come to check on you shows how wonderful family is. This is exactly the big family solidarity I always dreamed of experiencing whilst growing up as an only child.
I don't see why we should be making a fuss about Thanksgiving this year when Grandma is bedbound and slowly dying. I think that we should just order some takeout and not bother with the whole turkey dinner thing.
You can't just say that. If we want to buy enough food to feed the whole extended family, it's going to be very expensive.
How expensive can it be?
If you're not going to be paying for it all yourself, you should keep your mouth shut. It really isn't a feasible option at all.
But April, Grandma is really sick. How can we be celebrating?
Well, some things just can't be helped. And besides, it's not like we have to host Thanksgiving here anyway, is it? Don't you agree, Autumn?
Well, yes, I suppose you're right. You can do it anywhere, really.
I like your attitude. I like how you agree with everything I say.
I just think it's nice to have everyone gathered together.
Look, June, even Autumn agrees with me. Are you still going to stubbornly oppose it? Autumn is at home full-time at the moment, and so am I. So we can take the lead and get everything done in time.
April, I really think it's about time we stopped being so obsessed with tradition. It probably puts a lot of pressure on Autumn and Jessie as well.
I don't know why you're suddenly so against family celebrations all of a sudden. Do you really hate everyone gathering together and having a good time that much?
But didn't Grandma say that she didn't want us to have any more gatherings?
Well, she's ill, so she doesn't have to participate in them herself.
It's precisely because she's ill that we should listen to her and respect her wishes.
It's not like I'm requesting anything unreasonable. I'm just saying we should continue doing Thanksgiving as always with all the pomp and festivity.
And I'm just saying that it's about time we stop forcing this culture of family gathering together at every opportunity just because it's what we've always done. People don't always enjoy it, you know.
What else is family for? Family is for gathering together, to eat and chat and celebrate together.
I don't know what exactly your idea of the concept of family is, but family doesn't try and force a celebration when an elder relative is sick. And family doesn't try and force the newly married and sister-in-law to take on the burden of all the preparations.
Why are you always acting so high and mighty? Fine, you're not invited to Thanksgiving this year then. I really don't see how it's worth making such a huge fuss over.
You said yourself that you're expecting Autumn to take responsibility. You always said that you didn't want your in-laws bossing you around and you're already on the road to becoming the kind of sister-in-law that you yourself would hate to have.
What did you just say?
I don't know what kind of soap operas you've been watching to get your ideas from, but I really don't understand how you can decide to take on the role of troublesome in-law when even Mom isn't trying anything.
Why is she acting like that?
I've never seen such a peculiar sister-in-law before. Oh, and now I come to think of it, it was basically as if Jessie wasn't here again today.
Autumn! Autumn! I need to know your opinion on this.
Oh, well... April, even if you ask Autumn for her opinion, what do you think she's going to say in this situation? Do you think she'll be freely able to speak her mind after you've backed her into a corner?
I really don't know what you're talking about. Surely Autumn's opinion should be the most important here, don't you agree?
Just stop talking already. You're not doing her any favors.
Come on, Autumn. Tell us what you think. Why would there be any reason that you would feel uncomfortable sharing your thoughts with us? We're all family here, aren't we?
Hi, June. Hi, Autumn. Are you all done with work? Yes, but may I ask why you wanted to meet up with me today? You even went to the trouble to come and meet me right by my office, so I figured it must be something important. It's not too important.
I feel like it probably is.
Well, it's just that there's something I wanted to talk to you about.
If you like, we can go and get something to eat after finishing this coffee. It's on me.
Oh no, it should be on me since I'm the one who invited you out today. Also, I won't stay out for dinner. I'll just say what I need to say whilst I drink my tea and then we can both head home for dinner. You must be tired after work and I'm sure you don't want to be staying out all night as well.
It's fine.
I don't know why you're laughing. I didn't say anything funny. Is it really such a big deal that I asked you to meet me for coffee today?
It's just that... Oh, never mind. So, what was it you wanted to say to me?
Well, the thing is...
Yes?
I think you should stop making an effort with my family.
Sorry? Did I hear you right? What exactly do you mean by that?
I can see how hard you're trying to go out of your way, you know. I know that you grew up without siblings, and that it was always just you and your mom, and I heard that you like having these big, chaotic family events. But please don't carry on putting as much effort in as you were putting before.
June.
You don't know, do you? That my older sisters don't like you.
They don't like me?
I'm telling you this knowing I'm risking becoming a whistleblower. I don't have any intention of getting married, but if by some chance I do get married one day, I would be quaking in my boots if I had sisters-in-law like my older sisters. And this is why I've come to talk to you today.
Just give me a second to process everything you're saying here.
My sisters are always talking badly about you behind your back.
That can't be true. They're always smiling to my face and they're always so nice to me. Have I done something wrong, June? Is there anything you think I've done wrong? I'm just so taken aback by this.
It's only natural that you would be taken aback.
I've been going out of my way to make sure I do everything right. Have I made some kind of mistake?
Yes, you have made a mistake.
I have. Can you please tell me what it is that I've done wrong? All I've been doing is trying my best to get along with everyone in your family.
And that's exactly where you've slipped up. What sister-in-law or mother-in-law wants to go out of their way to get along well with their daughter-in-law or sister-in-law? Most are likely to see them as a family slave. Probably only 1% of mother-daughter-in-law or sister-sister-in-law relationships actually go well. And the way my sisters have been acting has only proved me right.
Even so, I can't believe that's it. There must be something else. There must be some other kind of mistake I've made. If you think there is, then you can tell me, you know? You said they were even saying bad things about me.
They said that you're too interfering.
I'm too... interfering?
Like I said, trying too hard to get along well with everyone is the exact reason why they don't like you. Why are you going to so much effort? Both of my sisters think that you're a pushover and a doormat, you know.
They do?
Yep. They called you both of those things. And they said even more things as well.
Listen.
Look, I know that you might want to shoot the messenger after hearing me say these things, and I know that I shouldn't get caught in the middle. But I thought that you really needed to know what was going on here. They really do think of you as the meddling interference.
I can't believe it.
They said, who does she think she is? Some kind of domestic goddess. It's not like we're that close or that we've known each other for that long or anything. Why does she have to come bragging about her homemade from scratch arancini that she made sure were nutritious for the kids? She could easily have just bought some from the supermarket and they would have tasted the same. That was so unnecessary. She just wanted to show off and look good in front of her husband.
I see. So, that's what they think.
That's all they were saying after you left home that day.
After hearing that they would say those things about me, I'm just so shocked and taken aback that I can't stop my hands from shaking.
I just knew that my sisters were going to be the sisters-in-law from hell. They are the worst-case scenario.
But wouldn't the worst-case scenario be when the in-laws are eager to make life miserable for the daughter-in-law and give her a hard time?
They are doing exactly that. They're just doing it subtly. They don't want you to know that they're intentionally giving you a hard time, so they're hiding behind fake smiles and empty pleasantries, all the while taking everything you're willing to offer without giving anything back in return. And all the while, behind your back, they're laughing at you and insulting you. They want to keep things like this so that you'll fall further and further into the trap of doing everything for them.
I had no idea.
And that's why I'm here today. My family are all pretty much like that, you know. And they may keep their snide comments to themselves for now, but all it would take is one little mistake later down the line to make them blow up on you and start cursing you out to your face. You don't deserve to hear those kinds of things said about you, and certainly not to you. Knowing that they're like that, do you really have any motivation to be good to my family anymore? You're not my family's slave, but at this rate, that's what you're on track to become. If you keep going out of your way to look good in their eyes, they're just going to end up sucking the life out of you.
The only reason I went out of my way to be nice was so that we would all think nice things about each other and then we would all get along.
What's the point in getting on well with your sisters-in-law, who aren't even related to you by blood? What do you gain from them saying nice things about you? You're going to have a baby one day, aren't you? You might have a daughter, right? For the sake of your future daughters, don't keep going down this path.
I really haven't been married for that long. I thought I was doing a great job of building a good relationship with your mom and sisters. I had no idea that this shock was waiting for me around the corner.
Of course, it would be great to have nice sisters-in-law and have a good relationship with them. But ultimately, those kinds of relationships are impossible. Because in-laws are destined to never get along. The best thing you can do, as a daughter-in-law, sister-in-law, and as a woman, is to confidently show them that you're doing well in life. If they're going to say bad things about you, let them. Only then will you be able to get out of this situation with them.
I'm still reeling from all this. You seem to get on well with them just fine, though.
Well, yeah, they're my sisters, so I feel like the relationship dynamic between me and them is very different. But you were raised lovingly and painstakingly by a single mom. It would be an insult to her to know that her precious daughter is being taken advantage of by nasty women like my sisters. And didn't you notice that it was me and you who ended up paying for everything for the Thanksgiving dinner? All my sisters paid for were the vegetables, which are the cheapest things.
You're right. We really did contribute way more to Thanksgiving than they did.
And do you know what they said after you had bought all of that stuff? They said, if she was buying all of that anyway, she might as well have bought the vegetables too. How stingy of her.
I spent hundreds of dollars on making that meal perfect.
So I'm telling you that being the person who is obviously going to step up and do stuff for the family is not necessarily a good thing. These people don't know how to be grateful. They'll just keep seeing how much more they can get out of you.
Then what do you think I should do in this situation, June?
Become invisible.
Become invisible? What do you mean by that?
Just think of Jessie. It always feels like she isn't actually there at any family gatherings, doesn't it?
I found out about this later, but the reason that my brother-in-law's wife, Jessie, never opened her mouth at any family gatherings and tried her best to seem invisible was partly because she was ashamed about being a divorcee with a child, but it was also her way of dealing with our in-laws. Because this was her second marriage, her self-preservation instinct was probably much stronger than mine. I was enlightened on all of this thanks to my husband's younger sister, who is studying feminist theory and is committed to staying single. Life is so cruel, is it not? It seems like just yesterday that she was sat in that armchair berating us all. I can't believe she was taken away from us all of a sudden like that. Well, it's a comfort at least to know that she just slipped away in her sleep.
It is sad and everything, but we can't live in mourning forever. You've been through a lot since you joined the family, Autumn. It's nice that all the men are out fishing today, isn't it, Mom? We don't need to worry about making lunch for them or anything like that.
How can you be blabbering on about how nice things are when we just lost your grandmother?
Do we really have to constantly be depressed because Grandma died?
What's the matter, Autumn? Got a frog in your throat? No, it's just that I have something to say to you all. Well, go on then. Noelle, since Julian and I got married, we have come to have dinner here with you around twice a month. So what? And because everyone in the family lives nearby, there's always some kind of family event being celebrated together. Those kinds of family gatherings also seem to happen around twice a month on average. Our family has always been like that. But you knew that before you married my son, didn't you? Yes, I did know that before I married your son. However, since we always have these events at your house, I think we should choose who does the cooking and decorating, etc. on a rotational basis. Autumn? Yes? You really are cracking me up here. You haven't even been married to my brother for a year yet. Well, the thing is... Sure, there might be different expectations for the eldest daughter-in-law, but why is she speaking up about something the younger sister-in-law, who has been married for 5 years, is quietly handling? Jessie, who has been married to our youngest brother for 5 years now, remains silent. Well, it's true that she isn't in a position to speak up even if she wanted to.
April!
What is it?
Why would you even say something like that? What are you trying to achieve here?
How dare you interrupt me like that? Anyway, the problem here is that Autumn, who hasn't even been married into the family for a year, thinks that she can suddenly start saying whatever she wants. April? Yes, Autumn? Are you not going to let me finish? You didn't even know what I was going to say in the end. Isn't your point that you want to get out of doing any work at family gatherings? No, that's not it at all. Will you please actually listen to me this time? I know that I could never suggest putting a stop to the family events, but I was thinking that maybe we could decide the dates for them in advance, preferably on the weekend. I just thought that it would be better to plan ahead. Also, I was thinking that we could change the venue of the gatherings each time. One day it could be here, another day at each of your houses, and another day at mine or Jessie's house. You do realize that you're crossing a line here, Autumn. And why exactly am I crossing a line? I'm just saying let's not limit ourselves to doing it here, and that we should make use of everyone's houses for these family gatherings. I'm saying that we should share the burden. That way it will feel like it's not always me and Jessie organizing the events. So what you're saying essentially is that if we hold an event at my house, I will be responsible for buying the ingredients for the food and for preparing it? Yes, of course that would be the case. But if you don't want to cook, you could always pay for us to go to a restaurant or order takeout instead. Or we could even make a communal bank account and put aside money each month towards family events. What do you all think about that idea? I can't believe I'm hearing this right now. Like they say, a rolling stone dislodges a settled one. How dare you try to change the family traditions we've maintained so well together all this time? Well, it's just because if I remember rightly, you said that my opinion was important when it comes to family gatherings. I'm just giving my opinion, which you claim to value. And since your dear grandmother has passed away, there have been a lot of expenses for you to contend with the funeral and everything, which means that Jessie and I have been paying everything towards the family gatherings. I don't know what makes you feel like you can act all entitled. What have you done that was such a great contribution to our family, huh? Does it really matter how long I've been in the family or how much of a contribution you think I've made? Honestly, trying to keep up with those kinds of things is exhausting. All I'm saying is that we should all equally share the burden of paying for and organizing family parties. Honestly, I don't really understand any of you. It isn't normal to think of each other as family. You are not each other's family. Will you just be quiet? No, I will not be quiet. We are your family, April, whether you like it or not. Am I not allowed to state my opinion? You are so exhausting. You use the word
Family is an excuse to make Autumn go and slave away in the kitchen, but when it comes to important decisions that require careful discussion, you don't even listen and just talk about the rolling stone dislodging the settled one. If she raises her voice, she becomes the villain in this situation. As someone committed to staying single, this is really stressing me out. I never asked to be caught in the middle of all of this.
Autumn?
Yes, Noelle?
Even if we do host at other people's houses occasionally, that still doesn't mean that the people who aren't hosting won't be needed to help out with this or that. Don't you think it's just better to carry on the way things were and keep holding the family gatherings here at my house? It's not like your sisters-in-law don't help you out, is it?
But whether they help out or not isn't actually the main problem here. Jessie and I are the ones who keep getting forced to take responsibility. And I really don't want to say this, but we also need to take the expenses of everything into account. It's been a little too much to bear since your mother-in-law passed away.
And do you think that your sisters-in-law are not going through a hard time with money right now?
What I'm saying is that I'm sick and tired of having to pay for everything because I'm the in-law to all of you.
I don't know what you're talking about. There's no division here. We're all just one big happy family. I don't see any difference between you and Jessie and my real daughters. You're all equals in my mind, so I have no idea what you're getting so upset about.
Even if you say that you think we're the same, that's simply just not the case. This is why I'm saying that I think it would be best for us all to share the burden. This is why I'm saying that we all take it in turns to be the host.
How can you expect us to do that when we're supposed to be comfortable during our own family events?
I think you've been kept comfortable enough all this time.
Will you just stop piping up? You're so annoying.
Mom, can I ask you something?
What is it?
Do you really see everyone as equals? Us, your biological daughters, and both Jessie and Autumn?
Yes, of course I do. There's no such thing as a hierarchy within a family anymore. You need to welcome your sons and daughters-in-law as if they are your very own children.
Mom?
What now?
So if Autumn and Jessie came here and took naps in the middle of preparing food, or spent the whole time on the phone with their friends or took food from the fridge whenever it suited them, would you be happy to just let all that slide?
Well, that's...
But when April and May come over, you always make a huge fuss over them and make sure they always get their favorite foods, don't you? Even though the behavior I just described is what they do, not what Autumn and Jessie do.
What are you even saying?
But if Autumn and Jessie came around and acted like April and May do, you would freak out, wouldn't you?
Well, that's not...
Let's just be honest here, Mom. There's no way that you see your daughters-in-law as your own daughters. And that's okay. But the right thing to do is to treat your daughters as your daughters and treat your daughters-in-law politely, as if they are your guests. That's how most mothers-in-law behave these days. But you're willing to treat your daughters-in-law like slaves whilst your own daughters lounge around doing nothing. I really don't know why everyone in this family is choosing to act like this. Long gone are the days when mothers-in-law could treat their daughters-in-law like slaves.
I have never once treated your sisters-in-law like slaves. All I've done is ask them to help out occasionally with the cooking for family events.
But the way you've been doing it has seemed a little like you've been treating them as slaves. Even today, take a look around at the scene right in front of you. Your daughters are lounging around eating fruit and Jessie is the one who peeled it for them. We really need to step into the 21st century and away from whatever values you're still hung up on. My suggestion to either rotate hosting family gatherings at each other's homes or dine out was accepted. In the end, we decided to eat out and take turns paying for the meals. What I felt strongly during that conversation was that my youngest sister-in-law's advice to me was absolutely right. In fact, what hurt me the most when she came to talk to me that day in the coffee shop was that my genuine feelings weren't accepted by my in-laws. When I got married to my husband, I expected to be accepted as a member of his family, and I was excited to finally be part of a big family, which is something I didn't experience growing up. I had really believed that the more effort I put in, the more inclined they would be to accept me. But I was terribly wrong. Honey?
Yes, what is it?
Why did you pay for the family dinner out again today?
I got my bonus this month, so I felt that it was only fair that I treated everyone.
Do you realize that this is the 6th time you've paid for everyone's meals since we started doing this, right?
Well, I'm the most financially well-off out of all my siblings, so it makes sense that I should pay more often. And besides, my brother did pay once.
Well, I suppose you could justify it by saying that you and your brother are the most financially stable ones, and your sister's husbands are struggling with their businesses right now. But I still don't think it's right that your sister should use this as an excuse to take advantage of you.
Please, let's not do this. We had ribs today, so the total only came to around $500. There's no need to make a big fuss over this.
Only $500?
And anyway, these family gatherings only happen once or twice a month.
It doesn't matter whether they happen once a month or once a year. We agreed that we would all take turns paying. So why are you always the only one who pays?
Like I said, I'm the one with the most money. Please stop this now. You're putting me in a bad mood. It's not like I blew all this money drinking with my friends or anything like that. All I've done is treat my family to a few meals out. Is that really so bad? What's gotten into you?
Well, from my point of view, even if there is one sibling who earns more money than the rest, that really isn't an excuse to keep leeching off them. But both of you are the problem here. You're the problem for continuing to pay without complaints and making them think they can get away with pushing the bill on you, and they're the problem for shamelessly sponging free meals off you all the time.
How many times did you say I've been the one to pay again?
This is the 6th time now. Do you need me to tell you again? This is the 6th time!
It's fine. They're my family. They'll pay me back someday in one way or another. My sisters and their husbands are not selfish, freeloading people. I trust that they will have my back in the future when I need it.
Well, I wouldn't be too sure about that. Since I married you and started attending these family gatherings, I've not seen your sisters fork out for a single thing.
Well,
even if you don't want to hear it, I'm going to tell you how it is anyway. Your older sisters can be a little too much at times.
What do you even mean by too much? It's natural for people in difficult financial situations to lean on more well-off family members.
Even so, I really think they're milking it. Your younger sister, who isn't with anyone and therefore doesn't come from a double-income household like your older sisters do, has paid for 2 of these family meals. And it's not just your older sisters and their husbands who she's paying for. It's their kids as well, remember? And she also says that she always pays when she goes out for a coffee with your sisters as well. Don't you think that your older sisters are taking things a bit too far with their freeloading? And do you have any idea how hard it was for me to convince everyone to change the family gatherings into meals out? And do you know why I pushed for it? I pushed for it so that we didn't have to keep paying for all the food for the gatherings and so that Jessie and I didn't have to constantly be slaving away in the kitchen. But we're actually losing more money this way.
If my sisters are happy and they thank me for treating them, then that's good enough for me. And it's not like we used your money, is it? It was my money. So please, just stop this now, okay?
Oh, so you think your sisters actually feel thankful towards you?
I just hate that awkward moment after everyone's finished eating when somebody needs to volunteer to pay. I'd rather just immediately announce that I'm paying and avoid the awkwardness. Isn't it a good thing that the person with the most money is the one to treat everyone? Isn't it a good thing that we are the ones with the most money?
No, it's not a good thing at all in my eyes.
Why have you changed all of a sudden? Before, you were always eager to do more to look good in front of my family, never satisfied with what you'd already done.
Well, that was then and this is now. You see, it's because I got called interfering and meddling for trying to make a good impression on your family.
What?
They said that I'm a pushover and a doormat. And now you are too by letting them take advantage of your willingness to cover the bill every time we go out together. Listen to me. Spending money on your family like this is pointless and futile. Something that costs $1,000 lasts longer than something that costs $10 because you have to keep replacing it frequently. If you really want to help your family out, why don't you just give them a yearly allowance instead? That way you can regulate what you give them and they can't slip into the take mentality. One thing I've learned from your family is that anything one-sided is never good. There's nothing worse than pouring all of your energy into something only to get completely and utterly rejected.
But still, they're my family.
Honey, do you know how badly I wanted to make a good impression on your family?
Yes, I do know.
But that seems to have offended your sisters rather than pleased them. So I'm not going to bother going out of my way anymore, and you shouldn't either. We shouldn't be doing more than the bare minimum for those people.
But we should at least pay for the food in situations like this.
No, we're spending $500 or more every single time, and they won't even open their wallets to pay for one meal. So give me your card right now.
Honey, can't I just keep it and promise you that I won't use it on them?
No, you can't. Now give it to me right now whilst I'm still asking nicely.
Ugh!
Let go already!
Fine. I give up.
Did he really say this is good for the people who earn the most to be the ones to pay all the time? Because we're always the ones to pay every time we go out with his family, they started to take us paying for granted, and they don't even thank us for it now.
At this rate, you're going to end up spending money even when you run out of it. You'll be too embarrassed to say anything, and you'll just keep paying, because it will have become a habit by that point. I would understand if you were in the six-figure club, but you're not quite on that level.
Right? I really don't understand why he feels the need to keep paying. If I were his siblings and I saw that one of the others kept paying, I would feel bad about it and secretly pay for everyone when nobody was looking or something like that. But my older sisters-in-law would never do something like that, and our situation is just becoming more and more difficult. Again, if it were me, I would feel like I would have paid at least once for the sake of my pride. I wouldn't want to have to keep relying on others.
I guess there's nothing else to do but talk to your youngest sister-in-law, the one who seems to have her head screwed on properly.
About what?
Tell her that you want to make a bank account for all of you to pool money for the family meals out, and try and back your other sisters-in-law into a corner.
Shall I do that?
Hi, Autumn. Are you busy?
No, I'm free right now.
What's all this about wanting to make a bank account to pool money for the family meals? June just called me about it.
Yes, just like I suggested before.
You really have gone too far here.
Could I ask you to tell me exactly why it is that you think I've gone too far?
I was taking note that you didn't look too happy at the last few family meals. But don't you dare say that you're unhappy about your husband spending money on his own family.
April, I don't know how I might have come across to you, but whenever I show even the slightest sign of a displeased expression, I'm immediately criticized. Since I know that I'm going to be criticized anyway, no matter what I do, I think it's as good a timing as ever to suggest making a bank account for the family meals. It's the most rational solution.
Rational? But we're family. We don't need to do things the most rational way.
We're only family when it suits you, aren't we?
You really shouldn't talk like that, you know. You've only been married to my brother for a little over a year, and I know that you're going to be the one building a family with him in the future, but we suffered a lot of economic hardships together as a family when we were children. Therefore, you must understand that now my brother is in a position to treat us all. He wants to be doing it all the time.
Aw, that's so beautiful. Siblings overcoming hardships together. But don't forget that I am your brother's wife. I tried to do my best to make you like me, but then I was worried that you would call me a pushover, or interfering, or meddlesome, so I stopped. I was too afraid of what you might say about me, so that's why my final solution to all of this is to suggest opening the communal bank account.
Who said you were interfering and meddling?
I just felt like that's something you would have thought about me. That's all.
Ugh, someone's been blabbing to her behind my back. Anyway, Autumn, your husband is spending his hard-earned cash on his family, and not on alcohol or other women. Why are you so upset about this? You like spending money on your mom as well, don't you?
Seeing how your family frequently meets up, eats together, and stays in touch with each other, I've decided that I should also keep in reasonable contact with my mom. Sorry, but this is what I decided. So in the end, we made a bank account to pool our money for the family meals out, and we're making sure to split the costs equally from now on. I really did bust a gut trying to get my in-laws to like me, especially as I was very excited to finally be part of a big family with lots of siblings. But then my youngest sister-in-law brought to my attention that all that was doing was getting me talked about behind my back. As she dislikes her family and wanted to trample all over their twisted belief system, I followed all of her advice, and this is where we are now. You could say that she and I have actually become close throughout all of this, funnily enough. I don't meddle, but I also don't do anything that could be criticized. A few days ago, my oldest sister-in-law asked why I had become so passive. I told her again that it felt like I was being too interfering and not receiving any positive feedback, so I thought that it was best to just give up. Nowadays, whenever I attend an event with my in-laws, I just sit quietly in the corner and try my best to blend into the background. I do the bare minimum and that's it. Now I have to see them a little less, and they've stopped calling me to bother me about this or that. Instead, I've left my husband to deal with his own family affairs. I decided that if they weren't going to change, then I would be the one to change. If I was never going to receive any recognition for my efforts, then what was even the point in trying hard in the first place? I decided that I wasn't going to be the daughter-in-law who is nice and polite to all her in-laws because that's what is expected. Instead, I decided to start looking out for myself and not put myself in situations where I was just going to get hurt. I have a motivational poster that I printed out and stuck above my desk so that I can look at it every day. It says, "Live so that you can grow old with no regrets." There are 2 golden rules that I'm planning to adhere to in order to honor this doctrine. 1, I'm going to do the things that I want to do, not the things that other people want to do. 2, I will only say what I need to say, and I'll make sure that I never leave any conversations with lingering frustrations. The reality is that it just takes a single moment for a family to fall apart. But when you say nice things to each other and you actually mean them, then the family bonds will actually become stronger. But if gossip and criticism keep piling up, things will inevitably come to a head someday. Even though you often hear people say that women are good mothers or good wives, sadly you don't hear of good mothers-in-law or good sisters-in-law half as often. I think that just as in-laws have butted heads with each other for centuries in the past, they will continue to do so for centuries in the future. Perhaps it is destiny that in-laws will almost never get along with each other. And no matter what we do, we may never be able to change that fact of reality. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you enjoyed today's video, why not leave us a comment in the comment section down below. See you in the next video!
Newsflash, I'm carrying your husband's child. Excuse me? Sorry, I beat you to it, you barren broad. Who is this? Sorry, I forgot to introduce myself. My name is Delia. I work in a little gentleman's club downtown.
How old are you, Delia?
Just celebrated a bangin' 28th.
2 years younger than me. I see. And how did you get my number?
I got it from Tony's phone while he was snoozing. Hard-working man that he is. He was just dead after you-know-what. Anyway, I used his finger to unlock his phone. He didn't feel a thing.
You went through all that trouble just to brag to me? You strippers must have nothing to do.
Wow, lady, you're acting really chill. Your husband got a younger woman pregnant and you're over there playing like it's nothing? I know you feel like dying, just admit it. You're trying to be cool, but you seem really pathetic.
Sorry to disappoint you, but you aren't going to get a huge reaction out of me if that's what you're hoping for.
You could at least be, like, a little upset. Ask me why he did it. Tell me how worthless you feel. Something.
Sorry, no can do.
Boring. What did I go through all of this trouble for?
I didn't ask you to do it, did I? Sorry, I can't give you what you want. What exactly do you want, by the way?
I want you to leave him. Right away. I am the one carrying his heir, so I am the one who deserves to be his wife. Not you and your empty womb.
Don't make me laugh. You think you deserve a prize for being a dumb prostitute who can't use protection?
What did you call me? I am an entertainer.
Yeah, whatever. Anyway, seeds will grow where they're planted. That's what they do. You just throw them out and poof, flowers start blooming.
But no flowers can bloom in you, though, no matter how many seeds are thrown in that barren belly.
Not that it's any of your business, but Tony hasn't been doing any planting here for a while.
Oh, you poor thing. He's just not interested because you can't have kids, huh?
You can think whatever you want.
I can already tell you're going to cause a lot of problems when he leaves. You're a worthless housewife who does nothing all day, but you'll definitely be demanding your alimony, won't you? I know that's what your kind does, but I'm sitting on a few $100,000 myself, so I'm good. I'm not after your precious alimony. Go get it.
Don't mind if I do.
I knew it! All you housewives can see are dollar signs. But I mean, he tosses you aside. You gotta get that paper at least, right?
And are you after anything but that paper? If Tony didn't have his company, he probably wouldn't get a second look from you.
No, you're wrong. I love him very much for who he is. If I have him, I don't need anything else. He's all I need. I'm not greedy like you.
Sure you aren't. Well, go on and live happily ever after with your dear Tony, who you just love just the way he is.
That means you'll give him a divorce, right?
Yep, that's right. As long as you're telling the truth, no problem. But I'm gonna have to ask you to wait for a year.
Are you crazy? The baby will be here by then.
Oh, but I promised you can have him in a year. You'll only be a single mother for a few months. I'm sure even an entertainer like you can handle that.
I don't wanna. I wanna be married when our child comes into the world. I'm not having no child out of wedlock.
I don't care about your supposed morals. I have my reasons.
What reason could you have to ask us to wait a whole year? Just sign the divorce papers when you get them. Forget about Tony and move on.
You don't know much about these things, do you? Divorce isn't such a simple thing. Not to mention that I haven't talked to Tony about any of this yet. I can't make such a big decision based on your word only. Someone I don't know who takes money from men for whatever you do. Surely you understand this?
I haven't told you anything but the truth. Pure facts.
Could be, but I can't bet everything on the words of a woman trying to steal my husband, can I?
Oh, blah, blah, blah. Just give him a divorce so he can get on with his life. Just stop stalling. Just do it.
Sorry, but I don't take instructions from prostitutes.
You damn piece of...
Come on, let me hear it. I know a dirty mouth goes a long way at a gentleman's club, but I'm the one who should be mad here. I don't know what you're so angry about.
Fine. Talk to him. Then divorce. 1 year? No longer.
My name is Madison. I'm 30 and I'm a housewife. My husband, Tony, has his own company, but he doesn't let that get to his head. No crazy spending, no women on the side. He's a serious, hard-working man. At least, that's what I thought. I figured he probably ended up in a gentleman's club with some clients and a silly girl laid her eyes on him. Maybe she pulled a trick or two to get him into her bed somehow. I didn't think it was anything more than that. But when he came home and I asked him about it, he confessed everything immediately. Yes, she was carrying his child. He wanted a divorce. Hearing that was really shocking. The weight of the situation hit me and I bawled my eyes out. But anyway, Tony agreed to wait a year for the divorce. He even promised to get Delia to wait too. But they couldn't just leave it at that. That silly girl he knocked up had to go and do something stupid. Poor thing didn't know she was doing me a favor.
I am giving you one more chance to give him a divorce right now. Say you'll do it or else.
Not yet. I told you 1 year.
I'm trying to be nice, but you're not listening. Not very smart.
Yeah, dumb, stupid me. What do you want?
Say, where do you think I am right now?
I don't have time for hide and seek.
I'm at a lawyer's office.
And?
I'm about to submit your divorce papers. I'll just say I'm a courier or something.
What?
Since you're too much of a coward to sign the papers yourself, I did it for you.
I know you live in legal gray areas in your line of work, but what you're talking about is a crime. Turn those papers in and you're going away for a while.
Oh, a little forgery is nothing. I won't do any time at all. Maybe pay a little fine, put in some community service, that's all.
You don't know for sure, though. Think about your child and go back home right now. Don't do it.
It's precisely because I'm thinking about my child that I'm out here. I'm worried sick he won't have his father around because of you.
Or are you worried because you went and got yourself knocked up without thinking about anything at all? Don't pull me into your bad decisions.
You're sitting around doing nothing all day. You don't have any kids to take care of, no work to go to. Why would you need a year? Divorce him fast and get out of his house.
Oh, so you want the condo too?
Who wouldn't? Everybody wants a condo overlooking the bay. Come on. I'm ready to move right in. I mean, as Tony's wife and all, that's only the proper thing to do.
So living in a condo by the bay is a dream of yours?
Ain't nothing wrong with that, right?
I thought Tony was all you needed. If you have him, you don't want anything else, etc., etc.
Oh, get real. We all need a place to live and cash to spend. And me? I got me a man with both. Hats off to me.
I see. In any case, you've agreed to wait a year to have your wish come true. So please take those forged divorce papers and go back home. Trust me, I'm telling you this for your own good.
I don't take orders from you.
Do what you want, but don't say I didn't warn you.
What's the point of waiting? If you're gonna leave him anyway, might as well do it now. If the papers are signed, it's a done deal and everyone can move on. I'm just helping things along.
You say you love him, right? No matter what, you'll love Tony for who he is, right?
With all my heart. Now quit asking me the same thing over and over. How many ways do I gotta tell you? Even if the whole world turns their back on my baby, I'm always gonna be there for him.
Great. Good to know that.
You let a real good thing slip out of your hands. But I ain't complaining. He fell right into my bed. Your loss.
Madison, what's going on?
A group chat? What's this about? Don't tell me you're about to start some drama. Are you really gonna start crying now? Oh, baby, let's just go back to the way things were. Blah, blah, blah. Too late. A whole day late. I dropped off those divorce papers at the lawyer's office yesterday.
What?
That's right, baby. I delivered those papers for you. No need to worry. It's all taken care of.
But I didn't sign them. Besides, how did you get hold of them?
Like I said, I took care of it. They were just lying around in your car, so I took matters into my own hands.
That's illegal, isn't it?
What's with you two? Legal this and legal that? You were planning to get a divorce anyway, right? Better soon than later. No biggie.
Are you for real?
You guys can continue that conversation later. I have something more important to discuss.
I am done listening to you, ex-wife. I got the man. Game over. Bye-bye. I'm about to be Tony's wife. Hats off to me. And the mother of his child. Woohoo!
And the buyer of his HIV medications.
What? What are you talking about?
Tony's HIV positive.
What? Madison, what are you talking about?
You remember we did some blood tests at the fertility clinic the other day, right?
Yeah.
That's how I found out.
Oh my god, that can't be.
Yeah, I just got the results yesterday. I really wanted to tell you as soon as I could, but you didn't come home. Since this affects your little entertainer girlfriend too, I thought I'd just tell you both at the same time.
HIV? That can't be passed on, like, from one person to another, right?
What are they teaching you down at that club? Yes, HIV can be passed on through blood transfusion or through sexual intercourse.
Oh my god, no! This is unbelievable! No, this can't be. Oh, that's so creepy! Yuck! What kind of joke are you trying to pull?
What?
I didn't know anything about no HIV when I met him. What if I get it, huh? Who's gonna take responsibility for that? I'm too young to die. I don't want to die.
Delia, I'm sorry.
She's just ignorant, that's all.
Ignorant about what? HIV kills. Don't tell me nothing.
Not anymore. It doesn't have to. If you take your meds, you can live a normal life. It's not a death sentence. You just need to get proper medical care and educate yourself. That's all. You can still live and not pass it on to anyone. You can even give birth.
You don't know that for sure, do you? What if my kid gets it, huh? Are you gonna take responsibility?
Me? Why should I take responsibility? It's got nothing to do with me. Listen, Tony, you need to go see a doctor as soon as possible.
HIV? I have HIV? This can't be real.
Calm down, calm down. I know it's a lot to digest, but you'll be okay.
What about you, Madison? Do you have it too?
No, my test was negative.
Great. I'm happy you're okay. Oh my gosh, Madison, I don't know what to do. Help me, please.
Tony, I am not the person you should be asking for help. Ask your little girlfriend.
You stop right there. You stop trying to pressure me. He's infected. What am I supposed to do?
You'll just have to figure that out.
Now I get it. Now I see why you were so happy to get rid of him. I knew something was up when you didn't put up a fight. I should have trusted my gut. Anybody would want to wash their hands clean of a man with HIV.
Have you been paying attention? I got the results yesterday. That's when I found out that he was HIV positive. I told you long before that I would divorce him if you waited 1 year.
Whatever. Anyway, I don't want this dirty disease anywhere near me. No, sir. Keep it far away from me.
What are you saying? I decided to divorce my wife to marry you. And now you're saying that you want nothing to do with me? I thought you wanted to provide a stable family for our child.
Stop it! Stop trying to pressure me to marry you. You have a disease I knew nothing about. How can I put myself and my child in danger like that? No, sirree.
I'm not trying to pressure you, but I want to be there for our child. What kind of life can our child have without their father? It's my child, right? That's what you said.
Oh, come on, Tony, get real. Who wants a father with HIV? I wouldn't, and I certainly don't want that for my baby.
Madison just said that there are all types of great medicines now. I can still live a great life with my child. I want to be a good father even if I have this disease.
Sorry, but you're gonna have to find some other child to father. Not mine. I don't even want to be in the same room with you. Nope.
I can't believe the things that you're saying.
Where the heck did you get it anyway? Seems you've been playing the field. There I was thinking you were a good guy, but you've been stepping out on your wife more than I knew.
No, you don't know what you're saying. I've never cheated on my wife. From the day I took those vows, I've never had an affair with anyone else.
Yet there you were in my bed.
But I told you I can't remember anything about how that happened. All I know is that when I woke up, it was morning and I was in your bed. I have no idea how I got there or if we did anything.
Really now? Tell me more?
Yeah, she showed me a picture of us both in bed. Then she said that she was pregnant and I was a father. I didn't know what to say. I mean, it was me in the picture.
And you just believed like that by looking at one picture?
Well, she started crying and saying that she wasn't going to be pressured into getting rid of it. That just because I was married and I wanted to protect my life didn't mean that she didn't have feelings. She said it was a miracle that she was pregnant and she wanted to keep her baby and give it a happy life. The only thing for me to do was to man up and take responsibility.
Very, very suspicious. I've been thinking about suggesting this anyway, but I think you should get a DNA test ASAP, especially since you don't know if anything happened between the two of you. Do a test before you make any more big decisions with this girl.
What are you talking about if anything happened between us? No question about it. This is Tony's child in my belly. Bet my life on it.
In that case, you have nothing to fear from doing a test. A test should vindicate you then. Do you know what that means?
You need to stop trying to insult me. I don't want no needles and chemicals and stuff hurting my baby.
Oh, don't worry. They only gonna draw a little blood. The test won't hurt you or your baby.
I don't care.
What? You have some other reason to object?
No, but I'm not lying. I need you both to believe that Tony is the baby's father.
Even if you're not lying about that, you already lied about something else, haven't you? You said you love Tony for who he is on the inside, and even if the world turns his back on him, you'll never leave his side. But you're singing a different tune now, aren't you?
Oh, come on. That was before I knew he had a disease.
You're ready to toss him aside just because he's sick? I don't know too many people who would call that love. That's not a word you should be throwing around lightly if you don't know the meaning.
Oh, shut up. Don't you dare point fingers at me. You're the #1 liar here. You said you wouldn't divorce him for another year, but I bet you're ready to leave him now.
Who said anything about divorce? I'm not divorcing him.
What are you saying? I turned in the papers anyway.
Are you sure? I haven't received any calls about it from anywhere.
Well, to be honest, I'm not exactly sure the lawyer received it. The people at the front desk in that big old fancy building asked for my ID, and I kind of started panicking. I left the papers on the desk and just bolted out of there.
Which means nobody got anything. Not that you could turn them in anyway, even if you showed your ID.
What do you mean?
You so desperately wanted me to divorce Tony that I had a feeling you might try something. So I told both of our lawyers not to accept any papers from anyone else but us directly.
Why did you do such a thing? Why are you so desperate to hang on to him for a year? If you're gonna divorce him anyway, what difference does it make if it's this year or next?
I wanted to give Tony a gift before the split. A very large monetary gift.
What do you mean?
Do you remember that little investment I made some time ago?
Of course I do. You basically put all of the money from your father into it.
It's doing so great. The company's getting ready to go public next year. They were small when I invested, but they're much bigger now.
Wow, that's amazing. I'm so happy you didn't lose your investment.
Me too. Anyway, I was thinking after they go public, I would sell my stocks and give you half of everything.
Wow, why would you do that? Even after I did such a terrible thing.
I'm not gonna lie. Hearing that you got another woman pregnant was a tough pill to swallow, but in a way, I was kind of relieved. Whenever we would go out and see kids playing or running around the supermarket, you always smiled looking at them. I loved seeing that look on your face.
Oh, Madison, I didn't know that you saw that.
Yeah, so I thought whether you cheated on me or lied to me, you were finally going to be a father, and that's something I wanted for you. Anyway, when the company goes public, the stock prices will go up. If I sold everything and split it with you, we probably wouldn't have to pay too much in fees and taxes. So that's why I wanted us to wait a year before formally divorcing.
Well, that's a big load if I ever heard one. I'm sure you could give half of your money to a total stranger if you wanted to. Ain't no need for you to be married to do that.
Except you're allowed to give your spouse a one-time tax-free gift. You're not allowed to do that to a stranger.
You're so full of it.
It's true. But I will admit that part of me wasn't ready to let him go, even though he was going to have a baby with someone else.
I knew it. You lonely housewives are so easy to read.
In any case, I know Tony has his business, but you never know what might happen in the future. So if he had at least the money from me, he could give his child a comfortable life. I didn't want him to ever have to worry about how to provide for his child, in case anything went wrong and he wasn't able to earn money anymore.
Madison, that is so very thoughtful of you. You're right, business is great now, but we don't know how long that will last.
Hold up with all this mushy stuff. Just how much money are we talking about? How many stocks do you have in this company?
Well, I think I could get a few $100 million for what I have.
Lady! That's the kind of thing you mention up front. What was all this dancing around for? You should have spoken up a long time ago. Listen, Tony, I think I can manage this HIV thing. Yeah, I'll stick it out. I'll be here for you, baby. With a few conditions. We can't live in the same house. Some couples are like that these days. But don't worry, you'll see me and the baby all the time on video chat. Everybody's doing the online thing these days, right? Oh, and every month you'll deposit $50,000 for our living expenses. Fair deal, I know, right?
What? How is that a fair deal?
You see that something is wrong with this woman, right? Well, I'm drained from dealing with all of this for the past few days. Absolutely drained.
Hey, I'm making a big compromise here. You should be grateful, but I don't hear any thanks rolling in.
Before I give you anything, I want proof that the child you're carrying is even mine.
Impossible.
Possible, thanks to modern medicine.
I'm gonna get HIV. You want me to die, lady?
What the hell are you talking about? How can you get it from doing a DNA test?
Here's the deal. If the test proves that it's my child, no problem. I'll take responsibility. But first, I need to make sure that you're not lying.
Okay, Miss Entertainer, cough it up. Are you really carrying Tony's child? I mean, I think I already know the answer to that, but just to get it on the record.
I don't have to answer anything. You guys love the law so much, I'm sure you'll have no problem with me pleading the fifth. See? I know my rights.
And there we have the answer.
Whew, that's a relief. See, I didn't cheat.
Maybe not, but you have to take some responsibility for getting so drunk this woman could con you.
Yeah, you're right. I'm so sorry, Madison. I promise this kind of thing won't happen again.
Don't think you're in the clear just yet. Let's have a heart-to-heart when you get home.
Wait, what about me? What am I gonna do?
Try looking for your child's father. When you find him, you can ask him what to do.
I don't know where to find him.
I wonder if you even know who it is.
You were really about to let me raise another man's child as my own. And I almost believed you.
But it's all over now, thank goodness. Hurry home, Tony. Being anywhere near this woman is a complete waste of time. She's clearly on a self-destructive path. No telling what she'll do to others around her.
Any way you could send some child support my way?
You must be out of your mind.
Just give me a little money and I'll leave you alone. What do you say? 100,000? 50?
I was so glad to get rid of that nuisance of a woman. I feel like I was in the middle of a nightmare. But wait, just 1 minute. If Tony didn't cheat with her, and he said he's never been with anyone else since we got married, how did he get HIV? Hold on. That's something I have to find out right away. Tony, I forgot to ask you, but how exactly did you get HIV? I don't have it, and you didn't sleep with that girl.
About that.
Oh my god, that was a near miss. I was about to put this whole episode behind me and pretend nothing happened.
No. I don't know how I got it. Just like I didn't know how I got into that girl's bed. Maybe I got it on a plane or in a bar or something. I just don't know.
Oh, you sound just like that dimwit. You can't get it from breathing the same air with someone or sharing a drink with them.
Well, maybe somebody's blood got on me somehow and I didn't notice.
Oh, just tell the truth. What have you done? How did you get HIV?
I'm sorry, Madison. On one of my business trips overseas, I just got caught up in the heat of the moment. I forgot to use a condom.
Oh, I see. So you have no one to blame but yourself.
I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. I had no idea any of this would happen.
After doing all of that, you came back home and touched me like nothing had happened? I can't believe this.
I'm so sorry. Please tell me how I can make it up to you. Please forgive me.
I have one word for you. Divorce.
Why? No, but you just said you weren't going to divorce me. Please, baby, please. I don't want a divorce. We can work this out.
I have nothing to work out with you. As a matter of fact, I'm done talking to you. Your lawyer will be hearing from mine.
Can I just ask you one thing? What about the stocks you're going to sell next year?
Yes, what about them? That is no longer any of your concern.
Oh, really? But I thought you were going to split them with me.
That was before I knew all of this. There is no baby in the equation this time, so I don't have any reason to go easy on you. I'll be telling my lawyer to get everything she can for me in the divorce.
Oh, come on. There's no need to do that.
Get ready. The war is coming. Wow, I'm divorced. That's all finally over. Tony admitted to having unprotected sex with many people. After hearing all the things he did, I had to get an HIV test again. Thank goodness it was negative. I wonder if that Delia did a test too. Not that I really care. Anyway, I got half of all Tony's assets, and I definitely wasn't going to give him anything after what he did. It looks like Tony told some people in his company that he trusted about his diagnosis. Unfortunately for him, there is still quite a stigma against the disease. Word got around and many of his top workers left the company. In no time, he had to file for bankruptcy. He's deep in debt and trying hard to work his out, but I'm sure he didn't think for a second that this would happen. HIV isn't as scary as it once was if you have the right information and care, but prejudice is still strong. People don't want to work with him. But Tony brought this on himself, so I'm afraid I can't feel sorry for him. I heard Delia had her baby. It looks like she leaves the baby with the sitter at night, works in the club, and tries to find a new father for her kid. As for me, I sold half of my stocks in the company I invested in and got a tidy sum. I used the money to start a company of my own, and I'm happy to say it is doing well. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button and subscribe to see more content.